All that is in the heavens and the earth magnifies God. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. To Him belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. He gives life, and He makes to die. And He is powerful over everything.
We seek refuge in Allah from the evils of the rejected Satan. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the world. I bear witness there's no God other than Allah, who has no partners and no equals, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His final servant and the son of all prophets. Praise be to Allah, we seek acceptance, forgiveness, and we seek refuge in Allah from the evil of our own souls and from our own bad deeds. Whomsoever Allah guides, none can misguide. Whomsoever Allah deems as led astray, no one can do. Allah commands us to act with justice, to treat others with kindness that we can treat our own families with. And He forbids evils which pertain to ourselves and evils which may affect others. And He prohibits revolts against lawful authority. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns us about being unmindful. So remember Allah, and He too will remember you. Call on Him and He will respond to your call, for surely divine remembrance of Allah's highest virtues. Alhamdulillah. I'm very honored to be with you, brothers. I'm very blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have met you. I thank my brother Bilal, your brother Bilal, for telling me about you. He said there was a good group of brothers here, and I'm absolutely blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be here. I didn't anticipate speaking well in Stillwater, so it is a great blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because if anyone who knows me knows that I love to talk about Islam. It is something that I'm passionate about, and I don't take this opportunity lightly. It's very serious to me. For those that have met me already, I'm going to give a brief description of who I am and where I come from. And first of all, my name is Kenny Bomer. That's my given name. My Muslim name is Mujahid Al-Islam. I'm a student of comparative religion. I am studying for my bachelor's, working my bachelor's in analytical tafsir and Islamic studies. I'm the president of Bradford Islamic Society in Lake Jackson, Texas, which is about an hour south of Houston. And I am the acting imam there. We're in the process of trying to establish a masjid there. And alhamdulillah, Allah, it is time. Praise be to Allah. What I want to talk about today is, and I mentioned this to brothers before earlier in the week, that we've been given a gift. It's a gift that we shouldn't take lightly. Alhamdulillah. Whether you were born into Islam or whether you have reverted back to Islam, you have a gift. And because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen you to receive that gift, you have an obligation as a Muslim to share the beauty of Islam with people who don't know what Islam stands for. It's an obligation that we should take very, very seriously, because on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask us what we did with our life. He's going to ask us what we did with our youth. And He's going to ask us how we earned our money and how we spent our money, our wealth. And our wealth could be a number of different things, not just the amount of money you have in the bank, but the wealth of your family, the wealth of your health, the wealth of any blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestows upon you. What did you do with it? And lastly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask you, what did you do with your knowledge? The most crucial of all the questions, because that last question encompasses everything that we are going to be held accountable for. It encompasses all those questions together, that last one. What did we do with our knowledge? First and foremost, did we seek knowledge, which is our obligation, alhamdulillah. And because we're obligated to seek knowledge, we're obligated to also share that knowledge. So surely the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that we will not pass before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment before answering those questions. So we should all prepare while we can, because that day is coming, there's no doubt about it. It's hard for us to conceive and perceive that day. It's a crucial day, a day that on that day we're going to be gathered amongst those whom we used to imitate, whom we used to follow. And we're going to be held accountable, and may Allah have mercy on all of us. Praise be to Allah. There's a hadith where Prophet Muhammad said, the son of Adam will not pass away from Allah until he is asked about those 5 questions. Embed those questions in your mind and live by the fact that those questions are going to be asked of us. Because those questions are going to be asked, we have a duty to continually engage ourselves in the seeking of knowledge. We live in a world now where we have information at our fingertips. So instead of engaging ourselves in things of this world, things that will distract you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should be engaging ourselves in seeking knowledge, and to the point where nothing else brings you peace. Going to Salah, listening to debates, listening to lectures, listening to the Qur'an, learning the Qur'an. Alhamdulillah. We have so many opportunities at our fingertips, but we don't take advantage of it. May Allah have mercy on us. Building our knowledge is the foundation of our character as Muslims. It's what we utilize to overcome issues of this world. If you're steadily engaged in seeking the knowledge and the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it's hard for you to sin. It's hard for you to do wrong. Because you have a constant consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all times. And it's hard for you to deviate. It's a blessing whenever you're engaged in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As I mentioned in the opening, I said, surely the divine remembrance of Allah is the highest of virtues. That means that there's no matter what we're doing in this world, there's nothing better that we can be doing, no matter what it is, than being in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In a hadith that was narrated by Nas ibn Malik, that the Prophet Muhammad said, seeking knowledge is a duty upon every Muslim. And it was narrated from Abu Hurairah that the Prophet Muhammad said, there's no man who memorizes knowledge, then conceals it, but he will be brought forth on the day of resurrection, bridled with chains of fire. Astaghfirullah. May Allah have mercy on us if we have knowledge that we're not sharing it with someone else. If we're not sharing it because we're intimidated. If we're not sharing it because Islamophobia. If we're not sharing it because we don't want to cause any trouble with anyone. We don't want to hide the fact that we're Muslims. Once again, you don't have to hang a sign on yourself. But any opportunity that you have to share Islam, you should be mindful of that opportunity. And you share Islam by following the example of Prophet Muhammad by smiling. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that smiling is an act of charity. Simply being kind and engaging people in a manner in which can be pleasing, a manner in which we treat our own families with, as I mentioned. In the Quran, it says, "Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq." Recite the name of your Lord who created. That word Iqra in the Arabic language, I don't speak Arabic. I'm not fluent in Arabic. But I do know the beauty of this one word. The beauty of that word is that it not only tells us to read, meaning to actually read and to study, but also to recite. It's a commandment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read and recite in the name of your Lord who created you. Praise be to Allah. It goes on to say, created man from a cleanly substance. Recite, and your Lord is the most generous. Taught by the pen. He taught man that which he knew not. No, but indeed man transgresses because he sees himself as self-sufficient. Indeed to your Lord is your return. Alhamdulillah. The beauty of these verses, if you study the tafsir of these verses, it's it's something that you can lay your faith on, lay your iman on these verses. That's what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. From that moment in the cave with Jibril, may Allah be pleased with him. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam spread Islam to the point that we're standing here right now, we're sitting here right now today. Alhamdulillah. And we are obligated to follow his example. Praise be to Allah. In order to do that, it takes patience, because we live in a society where, just like my brother back there was mentioning, that people are limited to what they see on television. They're limited to they're very limited knowledge about Islam. They're very limited in what they know. But you have a knowledge that you're obligated to share. So, in doing so, you have to be patient. You have to understand that it's not always going to be easy. Your brothers are in an area where you're right across the street from a university, that Dawah tables can be set up, and things can be done. Invite people into the masjid. Let them just come and ask questions about Islam. And whatever avenue that you have, you should be trying to organize that and trying to utilize that, inshallah. In the Quran, the 14th surah says, Allah says, have you not seen how Allah has given the parable of a beautiful word, like a beautiful tree whose roots are firmly established and whose branches tower in the sky? It gives its fruits at all times by the permission of its Lord. And Allah sets forth parables for mankind in order that they may remember. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes mention of this tree, and its roots are firmly established so that it can grow. So the beginning stages of Dawah, you can't share Islam with someone without knowledge. And it doesn't mean you have to be a scholar. It doesn't mean you have to, get up and give speeches. But whatever the knowledge that you do have is, be willing to share it. I'm going to read those verses again. I want to make a point about something. It says, have you not seen how Allah has given the parable of a beautiful word, like a beautiful tree whose roots are firmly established? That beautiful word is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The beautiful word is La ilaha illallah. Sharing that with the people. And in order for us to do that, we have to seek knowledge. We have to be firmly established in our faith, just like the tree, so that we can grow and we can share Islam with people. Just like the tree makes it mention that the branches extend into the sky. Praise be to Allah. According to those verses, the believer's iman, or faith, is unwavering and firmly established. If your faith is deeply rooted in knowledge and the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it's firmly established. And if your faith and your iman is firmly established, just like this brother back here was telling me a moment ago, when someone comes and they attack Islam, and you're trying to share Islam, then first and foremost we have to be patient. We have to be patient. Realize that people are going to talk from their limited knowledge, and we have to be patient. But in the midst of it, we're going to be human. We're going to be aggravated sometimes, because they're going to attack Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they say the ugliest things about it. Alhamdulillah. They say the ugliest things. Being a Caucasian Muslim, I see another brother back here, alhamdulillah. They think I'm crazy. They think I've been brainwashed. I had a family member day before yesterday tell me that I've been brainwashed. Impossible. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls to Islam those whom He chooses. And I hold on to the beauty of Islam, and I will never let it go. bring this point up because even I, as a Caucasian, trust me, I've lost many friends. I've lost family members who think that I'm, they don't know what happened to me. I've been a Muslim for over 20 years, but guess what? You know what the unfortunate thing is? I wasn't the best of Muslims. It's a shame that people had known me for so long, and they knew I was a Muslim, but they didn't. Maybe I didn't show it enough. May Allah forgive me. All the opportunities that I had that I let slip by. And that's why today I take stuff like this. I take it. It means everything to me. Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah. So, if your faith is firmly established, then no matter what storms come, no matter what winds come, no matter what someone says, you keep a smile on your face, you be patient, and by doing so, you're sharing Islam. Because they know that they're saying ugly things. They know they're saying, Prophet Muhammad, he's a pedophile. Astaghfirullah. Muslims, y'all worship a black box in the desert. Y'all worship idols. All kind of nonsense. Alhamdulillah. We know better. And because we know better, remain patient. Keep a smile on your face and show what true Islam is. Don't respond. As Muslims, we shouldn't respond with that same rhetoric. We shouldn't respond with that same ugliness. That's how you do dawah. That's how you share the beauty of what is within you. That's how you share the beauty of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gifted you with. Alhamdulillah. The Quran says in Al-Baqarah, this is my, I have so many ayats in the Quran that I love all of them, alhamdulillah, but I try to remember these particular ayat and don't let them leave my consciousness. It says, be sure we shall test you with something of fear and hunger, some loss in goods or lives, or the fruits of your labor, and we give glad tidings to those who patiently persevere. Who say when afflicted with calamity, wa inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. From Allah we come, to Allah we're going to return. So when it says, be sure we'll test you with something of fear, there's Muslims all over this nation that are they're walking with hijab. Maybe they don't want to wear the kufi. They don't want to be singled out from society. They don't want to be labeled. They don't want to be branded. But we should consider that an opportunity for us. When I put on a kufi, you know what I do? It's a reminder to myself that I should carry myself in the best of manners. If I put a cowboy hat on, which you'll never see me in a cowboy hat, I don't wear cowboy hats. You wouldn't know if I was a Muslim or not. On the contrary. Because it doesn't matter what I have on my head. If I have the opportunity to share Islam with you, I'm going to talk to you about Islam. I know it might be a little more difficult for brothers that come from different countries and different ethnicities, different nationalities. But look at it as an opportunity. Look at it as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me Islam. He made me who I am. And He's going to ask me once again on the day of judgment, what did I do with what I gave you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you the most beautiful gift. There's no doubt about it. Alhamdulillah. He's given you the most beautiful gift that He can possibly give you with Islam. He's given you the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that is the mercy to all of humankind. If you think about that, He's given you the greatest of gifts. And what do we do with that gift? What do we do with it? May Allah have mercy on us. So when we were tested, once again I mentioned that and we all have our own trials and tests, but I will test you with something of fear and hunger, and loss of lives and property and fruits of your toil. I actually work in an industry. I work for the American Petroleum Institute as an inspector. And sometimes I catch myself, even, may Allah have mercy on me, trying to remain low-key. I don't want to talk about religion and politics at work, but I remind myself, I am a Muslim. I'm going to be kind, and if the opportunity presents itself, people look each other up on Facebook all the time, and if you look me up on Facebook, you're going to know that I'm a Muslim. No doubt about it. It's opportunities. So we had no reason to hide. But in mentioning that, I say that because it says, with the loss of lives, sometimes in this life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take a life from us in death. And sometimes He's going to take lives from us, from family that turn their backs on us, that we care about, and we lose them out of our lives. There's so many different scenarios, but in the midst of all of it, if we are firmly rooted like that tree that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Qur'an, then no matter what comes our way, no matter what people say, no matter who turns their back on us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always there for us. It says, remember Allah, He too will remember you. Call on Him and He'll respond to your call. He'll respond to your call when no one else in this world can. Praise be to Allah. The Quran says, in the 3rd surah, it says, and from among you there must be, think about what's being said, and from among you there must be a party who invite people to all that is good and enjoy the doing of all that is right and forbid the doing of all that is wrong. It is they who will attain success. It didn't say maybe. It says from among you there must be those who call people to Islam. Those who call people to doing right and forbid doing wrong. There must be. Alhamdulillah. The Prophet Muhammad said, if Allah guides a person through you, it's better for you than all that is on the earth. Alhamdulillah. The magnitude of that is beyond measure. If Allah guides a person through you, it is better for you than all that is on the earth. If you've taught someone how to do salah, if you've taught someone how to read in Arabic, if you have just simply been an example to someone, it's better than all that is on the earth. In our humanness, we don't feel that at the moment. You think, sometimes you feel burdened in some sense. May Allah have mercy on us. If you're the frustration of trying to teach someone to do salah, wish you never had that attitude, of course. But there's so many different examples. So we should realize that these are opportunities, and if Allah guides a person through you, it's better for you than all that is on the earth. Alhamdulillah. In Al-Baqarah, Ayah 148, it says, to each is a goal to which Allah turns him. To each is a goal to which Allah turns him. Then strive together as in a race towards all that is good. Wheresoever you are, Allah will bring you together. For Allah hath power over all things. He's telling us point blank. To each is a goal to which Allah turns him. He did not create you other than to worship Him. And do you realize the magnitude of worship by doing dawah for someone, calling someone to Islam, calling someone to the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Praise be to Allah. There's a hadith narrated by Abu Hurairah. It says, Prophet Muhammad says, if anyone calls others to follow right guidance, his reward will be equivalent to those who follow him in righteousness without their reward being diminished in any respect. And if anyone invites others to follow him in error, the sin will be equivalent to that person, to the people who follow him in sinfulness without their sins being diminished in any respect. Great example. Each and every time we go to Salat and someone does the adhan, what are we doing? We're saying, come to prayer, come to success. That brother that's doing the adhan, we should all be striving to don't push each other over. But we should all be looking for that opportunity to call the adhan. Because each and every one who comes to prayer, based on you calling them to prayer, of course they're coming on their own desire. But at the same time, you took the initiative to get up and call the Adonai. And